Hi, my name's Cara and welcome back to my series on applying to study midwifery. Today I'm going to be talking to you about choosing a university or midwifery school that you want to study at, and I hope at the end of this video you have a better idea of what you're looking for in a university. So the first thing I would say when looking at universities to study midwifery at is look at the location. So for me it was really important that I kind of wanted to go somewhere that was a nice city. I didn't want it to be too big, and I just wanted it to be quite a friendly, small but nice city where there was lots to do. Personally, I'm from the countryside, so I did want to move somewhere that was different, but I also didn't want it to be too far away either. So for me, I've ended up living about an hour and a half away from where I used to live, and it is very different in the sense that it is a city, but also it's quite nice because there's lots of green areas and lots of things you can do, and I can go out for walks like half an hour away from here, so it's really nice and I feel like I've got the best of both worlds. Also, if I ever wanted to go home for any reason, it isn't too far away and also it isn't too expensive. I don't drive, so it's always really important to consider whether you're able to either afford the petrol or afford the train tickets home. And one of the most important things when looking at a university is to look at the course structure. So there are two kind of main ways that I've found that universities will structure their midwifery courses, and the first one is the block placement. This means you have, say, for example, at my university, 6 weeks in theory, and then after that you'll have 6 weeks in practice. On placement. So for me that meant that I wouldn't have to think about, say, the theory side while I was on placement, and I didn't have to go to placement while I was thinking about learning the theory. Another way that universities will structure their course is called integrated placement and theory. So this means that within a week you might spend a couple of days on theory and then a few days on placement, or vice versa, and it's just kind of mixed up, and some days you'll find that you're in university and other days you'll be on placement. For me that wasn't something I necessarily really wanted from a university, because I wanted to feel that I could organise my time better and go for a university where I would be spending 6 weeks just on theory and then 6 weeks on placement. But I've heard a lot of great things also about integrated placement and theory blocks, because that means that you can continuously develop your skills and also get to learn a bit of theory alongside it. So it's really just kind of having a think about what's your personal preference, and also asking lots of questions at open days is a really good way to get a good feel of how the course is structured and what modules you'll be studying. Another really important thing to look at when choosing university is looking at the accommodation each university has to offer. So at this university I'm at now, the option was between catered and self-catered accommodation. Self-catered is where you kind of have a kitchen area and you can prepare all your own meals, and catered accommodation is where the university or the halls that you're in will prepare your meals for you, and that's all included in the monthly price that you pay. Now, at the university I'm currently at, there was a recommendation that nursing and midwifery students didn't go for catered accommodation, and all of the catered accommodation was on campus, so that would mean that I wouldn't be living on campus and instead somewhere else. Now, I did look at the catered accommodation and it was really nice on campus and I do really like it, but also I appreciated the fact that if I was on placement, there'd be times when I'd miss meals and then I would be stuck wondering what I could eat. So it wasn't really appropriate for me. And I don't think I know anybody else on my course who does actually do midwifery and is in catered accommodation. So I'm currently in self-catered accommodation, which is just off campus, so it's not on the university campus, and it's about a 25-minute walk to the university, which I feel like it's in a really good location as well, and I have my own kitchen area and I can prepare all my own meals, and I'm never having to either have a specific meal that's made by the accommodation. I can eat whatever I like and I can have it whenever I like. So that's always something really important to consider, especially as student midwives. In normal halls it usually is a lot louder and a bit more of a party vibe, I guess, which is great, but also in the self-catered accommodation you do get that as well. But also here there is a really good mix of nurses and midwives, so there is a good party atmosphere, but also there's a lot of respect between the different courses, because a lot of people are also doing a course where they would be on placement and doing shifts, so that's always really handy and something that really sold this accommodation to me. And finally, the best piece of advice I could give you about choosing university would be to go to as many open days as possible to get a really good feel for what universities you like and which ones you're not so keen on. And at open days, you'll be able to talk to the lecturers, get an idea of what modules you'll be learning, and also I feel like you get a really good vibe from open days. So when I came to the open day for this university, I just absolutely fell in love with it, and from then on I had my heart set on this university. And last but not least, it's really important that you go with your gut instinct. At the end of the day, it's where you feel most comfortable, and even if you don't have a definitive answer as to why you want to go to that university, as long as you feel comfortable with it and you know that that's where you're going to be happy, that's the most important thing. So thanks for watching this video. I hope you've enjoyed it. Don't forget to give it a big thumbs up and comment below if you have any questions about what to look for at university open days, and subscribe to the Gap Minis channel. Thanks for watching. Bye.